So we are on the very beautiful Turks and Caicos Islands, and my beautiful cameraman is my wife, and we're taking a wonderful stress reduction experience for ourselves on this weekend. So I wanted to use this beautiful landscape opportunity to talk about what I call Scott's 7 pillars of health. I'm Scott van Niekerk. And the first one that comes to mind of the 7, these are in no particular order, is stress management techniques. Being on a beautiful beach covers a couple of the other pillars as well, which I'll mention. But if we can get these 7 basic pillars of health in, I think our life as one's experiencing that life will be so much better. So what is the first pillar? Stress reduction or stress management. Often we can't change the stress, so we can't reduce it, but we can change how we interact with that stress, how we perceive it. So doing the things that are quality giving to you, that are nurturing, like going on vacation, or maybe it's getting your nails done, or going for a run. That's exercise. That's one of the other pillars. I'll talk about that in a second. Getting fresh air. Even just breathing, diaphragmatic breathing is a very important way that our body naturally manages our stress, because it soothes the adrenal glands, gets vital basic oxygen into our blood. And diaphragmatic breathing can be used when you're struggling to go to sleep at night, or you're feeling anxiety at a traffic light while you're driving. It's part of what one would think of as a self-care toolbox. Everyone has a different toolbox, different tools that we use to manage our stress. So you should identify what those are for you. In yoga they call that pranayama, which is the motion of the breath through the body, or the life force through the body. So exercise. Movement. The body is made to move, so we should move it. Exercise would be a second pillar, whether it be yoga. I said some things cover multiple different pillars. Whether it be just walking or doing something more active towards a goal like the New York Marathon, or running a 5K, or exercising with your kids. Exercise and movement is very valuable because it increases the amount of air that goes through your body, which increases the oxygen, life-giving oxygen to your blood. So exercise and movement is very important. The third, I'm a myofascial release therapist, so one of the essential pillars in my mind for life and health is myofascial release. Not just any style, but John Barnes' style of myofascial release, and all the principles that are involved therein. That doesn't necessarily mean relying on a therapist. In fact, we encourage one not to, but it involves self-treatment using the myofascial release principles as well, involving elongation, creating space within the connective tissue, reducing the stress response and inflammation within the cells. That's all part of myofascial release. So we've got stress management, exercise, myofascial release. Another very important one is the fuel that we give our bodies, the nutrition. High quality nutrition, essentially plant-based nutrition. A little bit of, I'm not a vegetarian, some people are. A little bit of meat in my diet is very healthy for me. Hopefully it's grain-fed, free range, lean chicken, dairy, that sort of thing. But essentially plant-based nutrition. For our family, we use Juice Plus, which is a encapsulated, dehydrated fruits, vegetables, and berries, which is our food insurance that we take every day to make sure that we get at least 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. The fruits and vegetables are the critical part of good nutrition, because, providing they're clean of course, because they contain the antioxidants and the phytonutrients that are essential for quenching the inflammation fires in our body, for delivering the multivitamins and the nutrients into our cells. So plant-based nutrition. The next pillar would be hydration. Not just drinking anything. Alcohol and caffeine don't count. But drinking water, high quality water, energized water, alkaline water hopefully. Waters like Dasani and Aquafina are actually acidic in pH. That means below 7. So water that's above 7 is important for our cells, because in our body we're 70% water, the planet is 70% water, and we need water, at least half of our body weight in ounces of water every day. So if I'm 200 pounds, that means 100 ounces of water that I have to intake every day. That can seem like a lot unless you're used to it, so build up to it slowly. But water that's blessed, that's well organized water. That's 5. Pillar number 6 would be connection with people and planet. So right now I'm standing on the silky soft sand beach with the ocean churning right next to me here. The motion of those waves is generating free electrons on the Earth's skin. And there's a principle called earthing that everyone needs to know about. There's a book called Earthing, E-A-R-T-H-I-N-G, not earthling, earthing. It's written by Dr. Steven Sinatra and Clint Ober, and I believe it's a very important work. It brings to the forefront of our awareness one of the most important discoveries of this decade, I think. And that is that the Earth's skin has free floating electrons. That when we engage with it with our bare skin, like I am right now, my body is drinking in those free electrons and quenching any positive ions. Electrons are negative, obviously, and any positive ions in my body, go on, is something that is neutralized by the free electrons on the planet. So plus and minus come to neutral, and inflammation is a positively ionically charged state. The air that we breathe in an environment like this is negative ions, much more valuable than static-filled polluted air, which is positive ions. So that's connection with planet. Being out in nature, the sun rising right now is making my skin begin to, just under my skin, my body begins to make vitamin D. Vitamin D is a very important nutrient that our body uses to combat all sorts of problems. The air that we're breathing, being out in nature and appreciating, connecting with nature is a very important pillar within this, what I'm calling people and planet. That's the planet part. So the people part is connecting with community. It's important that we connect with nourishing community, whether that be family. Now that's not true for everyone, of course. Sometimes family is a toxic community influence. But connecting with positive community is very important to health. Whether that be a group of peers or friends or work colleagues or your church. Part of that people and planet is connecting upwards with a greater source, with spirit, which some would call God or universe, whatever it is for you, but realizing that it's not all that there is. We have a spirit aspect of us. In fact, we are the embodiment of spirit. So when we realize that there's an omnipresence that's greater than us, I believe that's an important part of health. And the 7th pillar, again, not in any relevance of order, but the 7th pillar is sleep, is restorative, deep, natural sleep, unmedicated sleep. And when we sleep, our brain frequency changes down to theta and delta waves. And that allows our cells and our brain and our neurological system to restore and rejuvenate. And valuable deep sleep, different quantity for everybody, but that's a very important final pillar of health. So thank you for listening this far, and I hope you exercise the 7 pillars of health for you and your body and the people that you care about. So if this is curious to you like it is to me, and you'd like more information, I have 2 myofascial release treatment centers, one in Brewster, New York, where I live, and the other in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. And we have a website. It's holisticphysicaltherapy.com, spelled with a W, like whole body, holisticphysicaltherapy.com. Or if you want to learn more about Juice Plus and how you can integrate that as your food seatbelt for you and your family, I highly recommend that. I have a website for that, which is my last name, juiceplus.com. So it's vanniekerk.juiceplus.com. Van Niekerk is spelled V like Victor, A-N-N-I-E-K-E-R-K. Van, like the car, Niekerk, juiceplus.com. You got to spell it out. And Juice Plus is an amazing thing where children, our children also, can take Juice Plus for free. They have a children's health study that's been running for 5 years in 13 countries where there's more than 150,000 children and families that are taking Juice Plus for free. Because Juice Plus really cares about the children in our society and the obesity epidemic and is doing their part to counter that. So as long as a child is attached to a paying or sponsoring adult, then you can get that children's product for free. But you have to sign up specifically for that with the Children's Health Study. And you can't just do that on my website. You have to contact me. So you can email me, scottvan1@comcast.net, S-C-O-T-T-V like Victor, A-N, the number 1 @comcast.net for more information about that or any of the other 7 pillars that we just talked about. Thanks for listening.